life can change. One day you're in beautiful Las Vegas, enjoying the wonderful food, all the accoutrement, everything that goes with a wonderful trip to Las Vegas. And then the next day, you are in this bullshit. Oh, God. Like, for real, though, this is absolute crap. Can I go back to Vegas, please? Please? I should be used to it right now because I live in the Midwest, but I think weather makes everybody the biggest hypocrites there are, because no matter what, you're always going to just bitch about it a little bit. Damn it. So, yeah. That is the blizzard of 25. We are going to attempt to circumnavigate the busiest... Oh, super. One of my wipers has decided to shoot shit. That's just even better. That's going to make this a fun drive. All right, let's see. Can we get any sort of... All right. We're going to try to have a look here and see what beautiful Topeka, Kansas looks like in this shit. My car is not liking this at all. I'm not liking it either. This is bullshit. So it's a nice, healthy -1 today. That window is freaking me out. I have to scoop everything off of that. All right, so we're going to attempt to cross the street in the middle of a quote-unquote blizzard. So let's see. Whew. What gets me is how just interconnected the world is nowadays. I mean, we've got the internet, which we can go all over and see everything with, but just a couple days ago, I was in Las Vegas, but I wasn't dealing with this shit, and now, look at me! I'm in the middle of a fucking snowstorm! Yay! Well, so, anywho, I just want to say thanks again to everybody who's been tuning in lately. Much appreciated, much love. The channel has grown above and beyond any of my expectations. We're just a group of people in the Midwest who enjoy sharing a laugh, having a good time with everybody, and, definitely cats and things like that. So, much love to everybody that has bothered to tune in and go on this ride with us, and all sorts of interesting shiznit to come. So, I'm just about to pull over and answer your questions. Hang on, loose me for 1 second. Didn't want to do that and drive. Alrighty. Does Kansas have mountains? No. Not that I'm aware of. Am I an Eagles fan? Shit. Well, here's the thing about the Super Bowl. I originally grew up in Houston, and I'm kind of old, so I had to grow up with the Oilers, who were the shittiest football team that ever existed, okay? So it was weird when I moved here to actually have a decent football team. After growing up with the Oilers and all that disappointment, it was just kind of impossible to get into football. It's like, all right, okay. Matilda? Do I like Billie Eilish? I'm not a real big fan. I mean, I've got nothing against her. I mean, hey, more power to you. Music is one of those things that, as whatever works for you, hey, more power to you. It's one of those things that's very specific to the person. Whatever works for them, good for them. I mean, my iPod's pretty varied. It goes from Slayer to Tchaikovsky to all sorts of stuff. So, I like to think I have a pretty very tasty in music, but some of that stuff just doesn't quite do it for me. But that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. If Billie Eilish is what does it for you, hey, good for you. I hope you enjoy that. Now, she does have some cool hair, I will say that. That green thing she did with her hair, that looked pretty dope. I did, and let's see what else we got here. Hello, I'm in the middle of the Atlantic. God, now that would be a cool place to be right now. Actually, probably be a pretty cool place to be right now. How's the fishing in the middle of the Atlantic? It seems cold there. Yes, it is -1. It is cold as fug. I don't know who Matilda is. No, T-Man, I'm sorry, I don't. Where is this place, buddy? This is Topeka, Kansas, the capital of the great state of Kansas. Testament or Metallica? Ooh, that is a really good question. And I'm going to answer it like this, okay? Think of your parents. You love them both, but for completely different reasons, okay? Testament, yeah. I mean, you haven't lived unless you've been in a Testament pit. And Metallica, come on, some of their new stuff isn't quite as, hardcore as some of their old stuff. Like I like their old stuff, like, Battery and things like that. But, hey, nothing wrong with that. Liberal Kansas National Helium Plant. I know exactly where you're talking about, Joel. That's cool. Oh, thanks, Jenny. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's oh cool. That would have gotten me up to 7,500 subscribers, and I appreciate that. It's so nice to hop on once in a while and just chat with everybody like this. In Asia, we are witnessing a sudden surge in the temperature. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. God, I haven't been to Asia in forever. What part of Asia? Did you put that in the comment already? Let's see. I've been to several places in Asia, and I've been to throughout Eurasia as well. India? Oh, beautiful India. I swear, I used to work for a major aircraft company, and I spent 6 weeks in Mumbai, and I met some of the nicest, most wonderful people that I have ever met in my entire life. There wasn't a single person that did invite me over for a home-cooked meal. Some of the nicest, just most wonderful people I'll ever meet, and they always will hold a very special place in my heart. Some of those Indian folks I met were just the nicest. Moving back to Texas. Texas is great, but I hear it's going through a lot of changes, and I'm never going to be... Will do, buddy. Shoot me an email. My email's in the description right now. I'd love to get to know you better. Moving back to Texas? Oh, it depends on what part of Texas. Now, I hear Austin is pretty much like mini California now, but there's some places like that are still, relatively just Texan, if that makes sense. Like Houston, they've still got a good economy. They've got a good amount of jobs going, and housing is still relatively reasonable there too. One of the reasons I moved to the Midwest is because, I came here from, I've been all over the world. I lived in Europe for a long time, and then I lived on the East Coast. I lived in Seattle. Oh, hi, funny animal. We're just shooting the breeze. But yeah, I moved here from Seattle because I got tired of not having any money at the end of my month. So now I have month at the end of my money, if that makes sense. So, Houston is definitely impacted most by the storms. I grew up there, and it was pretty much just par for the course, part of life, that you knew at least 1 week a year a hurricane was going to come and kick your butt. Oh, thanks, funny animal. I appreciate that. And those storms would knock out the power for, God, a good 2 to 3 weeks. And of course, it's 90 to 100 degrees out, so you just be sweating like all bejesus. But it's still, like I said, it's aside from the Midwest, which has jobs and affordable housing, like the house I have in Kansas would be, hi Kitmo, how you doing? The house I have in Kansas would easily in California be like $5 million. Don't get me wrong, I love California, there's wonderful people there, but I ain't paying $5 million for just a normal respectable house. Your weather's in the negative too? Yep. No, I'm not driving. I just pulled over. I'm on my lunch break. Thought I'd say hi to some of the folks out here in YouTube land. How are you doing today? Yeah, Kansas is a nice place to live. I moved here about 8 years ago, and no, gosh, 9 years ago now, and I absolutely love it. I've met some wonderful people, and really, it's just been an absolute treat. Just great culture, very friendly. That Midwest attitude's so nice. It's definitely not as aggressive as some of the big cities I've lived in, like Chicago, New York, and LA. So, I remembered I knew I was in a different place. It was like my second or third day here. I had a flat tire. Now, if you get a flat tire in, let's say, Chicago, you're going to try to change that shit as quick as possible because that can be kind of dangerous. So I'm out here trying to change my tire, and dang it, 3 separate people stopped by and be like, hey man, can I give you a hand? You doing okay? I was like, what's going on here? Everybody's being nice. I'm scared. Ah! Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Katomo. That's rough, but you know what? That's the thing about life. I've lived all over the world. It's, if you don't like where you are, get a plan in place and change it. I wasn't happy with where I was. I was living in Seattle, which, don't get me wrong, is a beautiful city. But after a while, I was just like, I can't do this shit anymore. So I got a plan together, and I figured out where I could live the lifestyle that I want, and do the things that I want with the money that I had. And sure enough, no regrets whatsoever. Well, guys, I hate to cut this short, but I do have to bounce. I am on my lunch break, and it is just about over. I didn't live in India. I spent about 6 weeks there for a work trip, and I have nothing but nice things to say. I met so many just lovely, wonderful people there, and I would love to go back again someday. The time I spent in Mumbai was honestly probably if I live to be 100, it will definitely go into the top 5 times of my life. I met so many wonderful people. One of the very few times I actually cried leaving a place because I enjoyed the people that much. But I do have to bounce. I'm on my lunch break. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Really appreciate everybody. Thanks again, and I hope everybody has a wonderful week ahead of you. Peace and love to everyone.